users and traders, investors, stakeholders, that there could be some sort of conflict of interest in terms of whether Alameda Research was getting preferential treatment
to say the least. So he's positioning himself as somebody who didn't know what was happening under his own
individuals in mind, but also around proving whether or not there was criminal intent. We know today that there's going to be Russia who knows today, and everyone could be
the company. So there are still a lot of questions that are unanswered, that were not answered even in SBF's lengthy conversation.
I want to unfold the story to make it easy for the average viewer to understand exactly what happened with the FTX collapse. Not long after they started the now bankrupt FTX, an exchange which is for trading cryptocurrencies, Sam Bankman-Fried and his co-founders decided to make their own virtual currency named FTT, or the FTX token. It debuted in 2019, and a couple years later, the digital currency was valued at a high of almost $80. Today, there are almost 250 million FTX tokens in circulation. It seemed to be the company's moneymaker, as it valued FTX in the billions due to them owning a majority of the float. Now, it gets crazy after an article in CoinDesk earlier this month raised questions about FTX financials and uncertainties in their balance sheet. The CEO of Binance decided to offload his company's sizable FTT holdings, spooking investors, and as word spread, $6 billion in withdrawals from FTX happened in under 72 hours, of course, making the company a liquid. Now, the FTX token was made to attract users into buying in and holding the actual token on their exchange in order to receive interest on those tokens they were holding, further increasing the user's wealth. But just because you saw your FTT token's value going up on the exchange doesn't mean it was actually happening, as they had full control and manipulation of what you see. The fact that a lot of FTT belong to FTX and its affiliated companies, which are Bankman-Fried's hedge fund and Alameda Research, it showed that those tens of millions of tokens weren't widely distributed, which is key in having a market determine the price or value of any currency. For an example, if I made a token called Scam Token and I have a supply of 1 million tokens which I created from the click of a button because it is digital, and I sell it to somebody for $1, the market value of that token is $1 million. So this allowed FTX to lend real customer money that was being deposited to their exchange to their sister company Alameda Research, which gave FTX their own token as collateral.
You said one of your great talents in a podcast was managing risk.
That's right, and
well, it's obviously wrong.
Well, I think that there is something maybe even deeper wrong there, which was I wasn't even trying. Like, I wasn't spending any time or effort trying to manage risk on FTX. And that obviously
that's a stunning admission.
What?
That's a pretty stunning admission.
Alameda would then use the real money they borrowed from FTX and try to trade it with their so-called experts, who have not known you need to be quite good at math when handling billions of dollars. This is what the CEO of Alameda Research had to say.
Yeah, absolutely could pull it off without my math degree. Use very little math. Use a lot of elementary school math. Being comfortable with risk is very important. We tend not to have things like stop losses. I think those aren't necessarily a great risk management tool.
Now, Sam used the money to buy real estate and make political donations, and the company otherwise squandered the money on dumb things like buying a basketball arena worth $135 million. So how come Sam is still free? Well, it all goes back to the connections as we mentioned. Sam Bankman-Fried made numerous donations to political parties, and those amounts range from $15,000 to $350,000. For example, Senator Boozman's campaign received donations from the crypto industry, specifically a PAC, which is a political action committee organized for the purpose of raising and spending money to elect and defeat candidates. The PAC was named GMI, which stands for Gonna Make It, and it was for crypto lobbying as well as crypto innovation. Boozman received $350,000 from crypto innovation, and guess what? He was reelected. Another example is Debbie Stabenow, a Democratic chair of the hearing, reportedly received around $32,400 from SBF in the form of a donation. He also mentions he gave just as much to the Republican Party in a form of dark payments, which are under the books. So listen to him speak on this.
I donated about the same amount to both parties this year. That was not generally known because despite Citizens United being literally the highest profile Supreme Court case of the decade and the thing everyone talks about when they talk about campaign finance, for some reason, in practice, no one can possibly fathom the idea that someone in practice actually gave dark. So, I don't know, all my Republican donations were dark.
Now, since they are under the books, it's nearly impossible to find, and the ones who accepted the dark payments aren't going to come out and speak about it, of course. At the same time, he could be lying, but I highly doubt it, as we are seeing he is still a free man. Hope you guys enjoyed a quick summary of what unfolded at FTX. There is plenty more to the story that was left out, and as more information is released, I will be documenting a part 2. So be sure to subscribe and hit that like, as everyone needs to know the truth regarding FTX. I'll go ahead and catch you guys on the next one. But before I end it off, watch these clips.
I'm a big boy. I've seen this movie before. I will say on a personal level, and I don't think if you talk to 10 people that knew Sam, 9 of them are going to say what a wonderful guy he was, and I'm one of those. I just think he's a very interesting individual. Over time, we'll peel this onion, find out what happened. I don't think that guy has an evil bone in his body.
It was suspiciously, in quote, transferred from FTX wallets after the bankruptcy filing. And there have been accusations that this is the assistance, effectively, of theft.